This is Marcus Korval with Studio MMA and MMA Nut, and we're here at PKG in Los Angeles with Chad the Savage George. Just finished up training camp, last day of sparring. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. You know, I had a great camp, a long camp, and, I'm ready to go. Next week's fight week, and couldn't feel better.
You're on a winning streak, and you finished your last opponent over in New Zealand, and you're on a mission. And what is that mission?
I'm on a mission to prove to the world that I'm the best bantamweight out there. I had my shot a little while ago, and my mindset wasn't as strong as it is now. And now I'm ready to go out there and make a statement and let all the bantamweights out there. I'm coming.
So obviously the goal is to get back into what was the WEC, which is now the UFC for the 135ers. You had a stint, like you said, in the WEC, 1-2, one fight that you feel that you won. Talk us through that fight a little bit.
It was a great fight. You know, I did have 3 fights. I did have 3 fights in the WEC. I won my first fight. I fought Scott Jorgensen my second fight, which he's one of the toughest guys in the division. And I made a mistake, and hats off to Scott. He caught me making that. You can't do that at that level. Then my third fight was against Antonio Banuelos, and it was a close fight. I thought I pulled out the decision in the end. I also thought that I caught a submission, and pretty sure I saw a video that he tapped, but it is what it is. And now I'm just out to prove that wasn't a fluke, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna run through the division.
Talk to us a little bit about your upcoming fight. You're fighting a guy with a horrible name, Chad. Talk to us a little bit about your opponent.
Well, his name's not Chad. His name's Shad.
Oh, sorry. With an S, not with a C, right?
It's close enough. He's a tough guy, man. He's been around for a long time. He's a heavy puncher. He's one of those guys that's going to come to fight. He's coming to swing to knock your head off. And, I've had a lot of great guys in the training camp that have been able to imitate.
Really great guys, right?
Yeah, really great guys. Unfortunately, you weren't in the room. But you've been in the room a lot, and all the guys have been great, really mimicking his movements real well, and I feel on point. I'm ready to. I'm excited for this kind of fight. He's a banger, and I'm ready to show again, that my hands are probably the best in the division.
You finished your opponent in New Zealand. Not a lot of people have seen that fight, obviously, because it was abroad. Now, talk to us a little bit about that. You did finish your opponent in the last fight. You finished your last 2 opponents in the first round, but the last fight was a knockout. Talk to us a little bit about that.
I got a great opportunity to fly out to New Zealand to fight their national champion, and it was an amazing experience, and I got to represent USA in a USA versus New Zealand event. And it was unbelievable. And I paced myself in the fight. I was able to land a nice combination right on the button. And 2 minutes in, and we won by knockout.
Now, Shad with an S. Talk to us a little bit more about the fight, because you're going up to 145 to fight him. Obviously, a lot easier for you to cut to 145. Pretty close to your walking weight, correct?
Yeah. This fight we had a few dropouts for the 135-pound. Cut, and so this was an opportunity for me to not only step up and fight a bigger guy, but to show that I can bang with bigger guys. So as a whole, it's a great opportunity.
But going back to the UFC, which is the mission, which is the goal, obviously, you would be back at 135, correct?
135 is my division. This is just a one-time stint. I'm going to go up, handle my business, and then it's right back down to my normal weight class.
Is it nice to be able to eat a little bit more during training camp?
It's actually weird. It feels like it's not right. Like I'm cheating on my girlfriend or something.
Are you?
No.
So 135 back into the UFC. You're saying you're one of the top bantamweights out there. You fought, like you mentioned previously, one of the top ones out there, Scott Jorgensen, Banuelos. These are tough guys. Any of those you'd like to mention? Any of those fights you'd like to fight, or a rematch with those guys?
Of course. Any fighter wants a rematch with the guys that beat them. But I know there's a pecking order. So I've got to get back into the show first. And first and foremost, I got to get past this fight next week.
Come next Saturday night at Bamma USA. Friday, not Saturday. Just make sure you know what day you're weighing in, whether you're fighting. How far away would you say you are from a fight, a contract with the UFC again?
You know what? I don't know. I don't want to even think about that. I got a tough opponent to think about for next Friday, and that's the first thing on my mind right now. And everything else will come Saturday.
We're going to talk about something that's not very common in MMA, but we've just seen a big discussion about it with the UFC, the TUF 15, that actually starts tonight, where there's going to be one of the contenders who's been in gay porn before. Your opponent next Friday night is openly homosexual, and I believe the first openly homosexual fighter in the industry. Now, being European, we're a little bit more open-minded about it, but I know it's been a big deal for him and his career. How do you feel about it?
You know, he's just another opponent. You know, to me, he's a tough SOB any way you look at it, regardless of his, preferred sexual preference. You know, he's gonna come out there, try to take my head off. I'm gonna do the same. So regardless of whatever his thing is or what he's into, we're gonna fight. So I could care less.
Like to hear that. That's great. What do you think about? There's a lot of talk about the TUF, the guy who's coming in, who's done gay porn, who is heterosexual, and has as a girl and so on. And there was an interview with Dana White where he did mention that he personally doesn't care, but he does foresee quite a lot of situations, so to speak, in the house. How do you see that? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I'm not really sure. I have one of our teammates, actually in the house, Jared Carlson, and I'm actually excited to go home tonight and watch him on FX to see how he does. He trained hard, but I'm not sure. I know it's a big cluster, in that house, and it's a big mind game. So that could play a role in it. It really depends on how the show wants to angle it.
And that's usually the case, right? They can cut and edit however they want to, make you look like however they want to. And another guy that trains here at PKG is obviously a previous TUF winner, Mac Danzig. For this camp, you stayed away from a little bit bigger guys and you train with guys more around your own weight. Did you feel like it made a difference? And if so, what was that? What was that difference?
I think it made a huge difference. Now this training camp, I had a lot of guys my size, Johnny Robles, yourself, Mike Dietrich, Albert Rios, a lot of guys that have came in to really help me with it, and I could focus on the speed of the little guys. I could focus on getting stronger and feeling myself getting stronger against the guys my size. That way, so I don't have to constantly worry about a 155-pounder that's getting ready for a fight also, just driving my head into the canvas because I'm not strong enough or whatever it is. I know I'm strong for my weight, but it's great to see how much stronger I actually really am.
Chad, Friday night at Bamma USA at the Commerce Casino. Anything that opponents or friends or fans should look for in the future?
I'm going to come out to put on an exciting fight. And again, thank you for all my training partners, family, fans that have stood by me for all these years. We're going to keep going. We're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. And this is just the beginning.
2 predictions. First, next Friday night.
Flying crane kick off the cage.
Second prediction. When can we expect Chad George back in the UFC?
Let's get past next Friday first.
Third prediction. There was a movie that came out, Occupation Fighter. When do you believe that fans, MMA fans, your fans of the sport in general can get their hands on that DVD?
Okay, it's not a prediction. Here's fact.
Oh.
It's already. You can watch the pick up your own copy of the DVD Occupation Fighter on Amazon Video already right now. In summer of this year, it'll also be available on video on demand worldwide. An unbelievable distribution company picked it up, and we're looking to educate and spread the word of the real side of who we are through the film. And it was an unbelievable process, and you can get it now.
Get it now. Occupation Fighter, Bamma USA next Friday at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. See you there or see you here at PKG. Thank you, Chad.
Thanks, Maurice.